Arson, an interesting crime, and the subject of a research project that I'm making right now. So let's define arson. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, arson is the willful or malicious burning of property, such as a building, especially with criminal or fraudulent intent. Now, there are three main elements needed to start a fire. Here's a picture. As you can see, the elements are oxygen, heat, and fuel. Now you also have to have accelerants and igniters. An accelerant is something used to spread a fire, for example, gasoline. An igniter is something that, well, ignites things, for example, an electrical sparking device. Now V patterns can give you a lot of information about a fire. For example, a very narrow V shape might indicate a fire that was hotter than usual. Before we finish here, let's take a glance at a pretty famous arson case. Back in the 80s, a fire was started at a convenience store and killed 4 people. Initially, the fire was believed to have been started by faulty wiring, but one investigator, John Orr, you should remember him for later, said that it was arson. And he was right. Further investigation shows that indeed it was arson, and an expert in fire setting. Later on, there were more fires happening at various businesses, and ironically these fires were being started while there were arson investigating conferences in nearby Fresno. With these fires happening during arson investigator conferences, there was this suspicion that perhaps the expert fire setter was an arson investigator themselves, and this suspicion was correct. John Orr turned out to be the culprit during these fires and was sentenced to 30 years in prison. You might be wondering, what is the lesson in all this? The lesson is, don't commit arson. You could go to jail. Yeah, that'll do.